So now we're ready to enter data into Excel. And it may seem like entering data is about the most straightforward thing possible. It's just going to be a bunch of typing. And even though that's often true, Excel has a few little features that can help save us a lot of typing and time. We're going to use one of those features called the autofill feature, and we're going to use it as we're filling out our months here. We start by filling in our first month in the month column, January. What we can do is we can get Excel to fill out that full sequence of months for us. We're going to do this by taking advantage of that little square right there. That is called the fill handle. If we mouse over that fill handle, you'll notice our cursor changes shape and size. And now when we click and drag down, Excel is going to fill out a sequence of months for us. Look at all that work Excel just saved us. A whole bunch of typing, a whole bunch of opportunity to make mistakes, and Excel filled that out for us right away. Now, whenever Excel takes a shortcut like this for us to help us, it's often making an assumption. In this case, Excel was assuming that we wanted a series of months filled out, January, February, March, and so on. But what if we only wanted it to be January over and over again? That's why Excel leaves this menu of autofill options right here so that we can click on it and choose a different option. If we did want to copy January over and over again, we can choose it right there, and Excel will fix that for us. But in our case, we know we wanted this series, this sequence of months, and so we're going to keep that selection. We'll come back to this later because sometimes we do want to click and drag and copy. Other times we do want to click and drag and fill out a series. And we can do either very quickly using these autofill options and that fill handle in Excel. Now, the rest of the data in this table, we can't have Excel fill out for us. And yet there's still a few things we can do to make this go more quickly. One of the things that I find can be really slow and frustrating entering data is entering in data for one cell, reaching for the mouse, clicking the next, entering data, reaching for the mouse, clicking the next. We can use some keyboard shortcuts here to help us out. As you're entering in data, use arrow keys to help you. Use tab and enter keys to help you. For example, if I want to enter data in vertically, I'm going to enter in my first data value, 29.6. Then I'm going to press the down arrow key so I can go right down to the next one. I can keep just going down like that. If you want to enter data in horizontally, then you can use the tab key. We can do 29.6, tab 50.7, tab 86.6. This can really help save a lot of time using the keyboard to navigate in the spreadsheet instead of using the mouse. So now with all these tips and tricks, I'd like you to go ahead and fill out your spreadsheet with all of the months of the year and all of your temperature and precipitation data. And then we'll come back here for one more tip and trick before we close up with this task. Excellent. Here we are, ready to wrap up data entry and then move on. I hope your spreadsheet looks something like this, and I hope that you are able to successfully navigate through the spreadsheet and enter your data quickly and efficiently. Sometimes it takes practice if you haven't done a lot of data entry before. Now we're going to do one last thing with this spreadsheet. We're actually going to insert another column, and this will help us keep our spreadsheet organized so that we always know what data we're working with. I like to include an index column at the beginning. I'm going to right-click on the top of this first column. I'm going to click Insert. This will let us insert a whole new column. Everything shifts over to the right. This is fantastic. And I'm going to call that Index. What this index column is, it's a place where we can give every single data value its own number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. This can be really helpful for keeping your data organized, for being able to sort your data back into its original configuration if you need to, knowing how many data observations you have, and so on. Lots of good reasons to do this. If you think about it, this is a sequence, just like the sequence of months. Hopefully we can enter one here, and we can click and drag on that fill handle, and we should be able to get our sequence filled out for us. Except in this case, Excel guessed wrong. This is going to happen. This is why I was saying to always think about the assumptions that Excel is making. In this case, Excel was making the assumption that we just want to copy that value 1 all the way down, but we know that that fill options menu is right there. And what we can do is we can say, no, Excel, actually this time you were wrong. I wanted to fill this series in, and we can choose that option instead. And Excel instantly fixes that for us, and now we have an index column to tell us how many data observations we have, and we can do other useful things with this column. So taking advantage of these little features, as you see, can not only make our data entry more efficient and more effective, but can help us avoid lots of typing errors that might happen if we're doing this all manually. So now we're finished with data entry. We've got our first full data set here. We're ready to start working with it, and I hope that you have your own data set and feel ready to go. This has been great work. I congratulate you all on this, and we are moving on.